Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there, but did the 12 days of Christmas. I guess I finished 2.5 hours, three. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't do math.
How's the body feeling?
It was body's okay. Should we do what hurts first?
Yeah, let's do what hurts. I wanted to comment on not being able to do math. My brain was totally broken yesterday after doing 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
And my appetite, I worked out so hard. I worked out my appetite. I just was not hungry.
Wow.
Yeah. It was, whew.
Yeah. I wasn't hungry for a while, but then that kicked in like crazy. I'm going to eat a lot today is the plan. But dude, that was possibly the hardest workout I've ever done.
I think mine was as well. How many minutes was yours?
It took me 44 minutes and 25 seconds of a 45-minute time cap. So I did not get capped, which is
good for you.
Yeah. And since I kind of can't remember the rest of the week either, we'll just use this workout for games ready and Medicare ready moments.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, games ready, I would say so for our workout, we had, it was pretty light for the RX, I think it was 55 pounds. But today was the closest I've ever come to doing RX. I did 47 pounds. So nice. I felt really good about that. That was kind of my games ready. Medicare ready moments. Oh, towards the end, it was just so brutal. So we had, I guess I'll run through it backwards. So, yeah. So by the 12th round, we had 12 overhead walking lunges with a 25-pound plate, 11 burpees, 10 double unders, 9 box jumps, 8 knees to elbows, swinging, 7 pull-ups.
Instead of toes to bar?
Toes to bar, right. Yeah, I'd never heard of knees to elbows before. Yeah, 7 pull-ups, 6 American kettlebell swings, 5 power snatches, 4 power cleans, 3 push press, 2 thrusters, and 1 sumo deadlift high pull. Oh, definitely the hardest parts were the 11 burpees and right after that, just catching my breath. I took a big break to be able to do the double unders. And then every time after the power snatches, I did most of the power snatches 5 touch and go, but then I needed to rest up. I took a pretty big break before the 4 power cleans because I didn't want to break in the middle. I wanted to go from the last power clean to the first push press to the thruster.
Yeah.
So
that's good planning on your part.
Yeah. Our coach brought that up too, that we would need to if we were gonna break at the power clean, break after 3, but I didn't have to break there, but nice. I did. The snatches were just brutal. And also talk about what hurts, we'll just combine everything today.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. My forearms were totally blowing up because we haven't done American kettlebell swings in a long time. So I was just I just fly it over and was I just feel I have to use my forearms to just make sure it doesn't go behind me. I've thrown kettlebells behind me before.
Oh my gosh, really?
Not at this gym, but yeah, a couple of times, at least a couple. Just getting the hang of those American kettlebell swings.
That's hilarious.
So, so my forearms on those and the knees to elbows, which I did actually just knees up, knees to chest. And then the pull-ups, that was another thing I was glad about because I did them just with a green band. Nice. And and that's a lot of rounds of pull-ups. I guess it's 6 rounds, right? 7 times 6. is
Yeah.
42. Yes. So yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. So like, games ready. Like
And
I
plus,
did.
I just want to interrupt. Like, of
Mhm.
course, your forearms are going to hurt. You're holding onto that bar.
Yeah.
You're for 8 and then the 7 after that.
Hmm.
And then you're going right into the kettlebell swing.
Hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was when, yeah, that hurt too. They probably hurt with the snatches too, but I was just so focused on like, oh my God, I can't breathe.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, so I mean, on the whole, I felt pretty good about it. That was kind of like overall games ready kind of thing, workout, I guess. Even though it took me, a long time for me,
No, it
for
took you,
you
you were
know,
under the cap.
50 something. I was pleased. Yeah, and then I think the like Medicare ready would just be that like the last round was just so brutal, and I actually did have to, it's the only round I was like not able to go straight through, from the power cleans to the
Mm.
sumo deadlift, and I felt like I was gonna throw up. Like this is like
Oh.
I never more had a work, because I don't often have that feeling, but
Mhm.
this
Today, it just,
one,
yeah, 45 minutes of work and like
it's a lot.
that's a lot. So are you proficient with your double unders? Like you could do 10 double unders in a row?
No, I couldn't do them in a row. The first couple of rounds, because I guess I had to do 3 rounds of those. First couple of rounds, I would do 5 in the
Nice.
beginning, and then I was like tripping over the next couple or whatever. The last round, the most I got in a row was 2. It was just like so bad.
Well, I mean, right? It's such that like brain, like what is the rhythm? And if you're fried,
Yeah,
it's so hard to have any sort of like, what's my rhythm again?
yeah,
How am I getting that?
totally.
Well, good for you. I'm still at single, double under, single, double.
Okay. Yeah.
I just haven't, I should practice. That should be something that I just do. But
Yeah, we'll talk about this. Maybe this is on our goals
yeah,
kind of part. So your 12 days of Christmas was pretty different.
it is.
Yeah.
Mine was, so our coach, I guess they've done this particular WOD for several years. I don't know how many years.
Hmm.
And word on the street is it's being retired this year because it's so push heavy.
Yeah.
And I finished at 35 minutes, but
Great.
I had gotten to the 12 part. I did not do handstand push-ups. And then I did my 11. I also did knees to elbows, and I did 10 squat cleans. And then he said it's 35 minutes, and I just stopped because I was like having a hard time breathing. I could tell my face was probably like beet red.
Yeah.
And I guess when I got the permission to just be done, then I was like, okay, I'm done.
You need permission.
Um,
um, so they told me, because I was like, oh, knees to elbows, what's that? And I was talking to a couple people before, and I was told that knees to elbows is harder than toes to bar.
oh, really?
Yeah. So my original thought was to do toes to bar. And then during the workout, I was like, screw it, I'm just doing knees to chest.
Oh,
And it seemed like while I was doing those, I was like, yeah, it is kind of hard to like pull your knees up to your elbows. It seemed like it would
well,
have
if
been
you were
harder.
doing a strict toes to bar, wouldn't you be
Oh, I
almost in that
wasn't, I
position?
wasn't gonna do it strict.
No, but I'm saying like if you're
Yeah.
comparing a toes to bar movement to a knees to elbows, I would think it's
No,
toes to bar, knees to elbows, and then the next hard one would just be getting your knees up.
no, because my knees up only came up to like here, but when you're hanging, your elbows are like way higher
Yeah.
than your chest.
Well, I would feel like my knees would need to be up that high for me to flick
You
my
think?
feet up. Maybe it is harder and I just did it anyway. Well, and because I mean, one of my goals is going to be doing a strict toes to bar with like
Mm.
really nice form.
Mhm.
So I am focused on like trying not to let my body go crazy movement and really get that like pull down while I get the like lift up.
Yeah.
Um,
So what was the hardest part for you?
oh gosh.
Oh, wait, we
Uh,
should run down your 12 days of Christmas,
oh yeah.
like
So
mine. Start with
the
12.
the 12 was handstand push-ups, and it looked like just a couple athletes every class were doing the handstand push-ups. A lot of us chose to do some sort of like seated press. So I actually took a dumbbell and I did 12 on each arm instead of a handstand push-up. Because at that point, I was not going to trust myself to just try and hold a handstand and be upside down for 30 seconds.
Mm.
The toes to bar I scaled, and then the squat cleans. So I did 55 pounds, and I did 4 and put it down, and then 3, and then put it down, and 3
Mhm.
for each. I would say that seemed to be kind of the sticking point. Like, right? It's
Mm.
just, it can, for me, squat cleans get me winded.
Yeah.
And to do 10 of them.
Yeah, that was a lot of them.
And then right into wall balls. I used a 10-pound wall ball, but I was super proud of myself because I did all my wall balls unbroken.
Wow.
I didn't put the pedal down to the metal and go fast, but I was just like, I'm going to do these nice and like steady. Push press. Yeah. The second to last round when I was doing push press, I was like, oh man, am I going to be able to do this one more time? Like, oh, whoa.
That's a ton of push presses and
Yeah.
heavy.
And that's why they were
Yeah.
saying like, we probably are going to retire this because
I think your workout was harder than ours.
it's just so, oof.
Yeah.
And then push-ups. So I did those just on a box because our gym likes to have us do your form versus like
Yeah.
having on your knees.
Ours too. Yeah.
And I really do focus on, I don't let myself get like snaky.
Mhm.
So then the jumping lunges, I mean, those just kind of suck because
Mhm.
I guess if you were a planning type person and you could do push-ups on the ground, you'd go right from your last push-up and just put your leg forward in a
Yeah.
lunge. But in the chest to bars, I actually used a 12-inch box and put my hands on the bar, and then I would dip down as far as I could so my arms were straight, and then jump and then pull
Mhm.
myself. Man, thrusters. Whew.
Yeah.
And then the kettlebell swings, I should have gotten a 35-pound kettlebell. I had a 25-pound one. Because I love kettlebell swings. I
Mhm.
love them.
Okay. Yeah, I used the 26 today. Only because we hadn't done American
Mm,
so long, and I definitely had never done 35 for American.
okay.
So I was like, I'm not gonna do it for the first time in this
Right, in
workout.
this workout.
That would
Yeah.
be insane.
Yeah, my gym tends to like only do American swings.
Oh wow.
But when I do my other programming, I do Russian swings.
Mhm.
And the sumo deadlift high pull, like, again, I should have had a 35-pound. That was just silly. And then 1 burpee.
Mm.
So at the end, people were like, hey, it was only 12 burpees.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Just one at a time. You know,
Yep, one at a time.
yeah, it's interesting. Like, that's a big difference in our workouts too, is like you guys had 1 burpee 12 times and we had 11 burpees twice.
Yeah.
They sucked.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and we did, I don't know who started the clap, but we did have, like, everybody did a very pronounced clap. The guy behind me, he actually rode a marathon on Tuesday,
Oh my God.
like a loon. And then he did the workout yesterday. And his last clap, so he went over, like, I don't know what his finish time was, but he like had a very pronounced clap and then proceeded to lay down. And I was like, is it time for the 12 beers of Christmas? And he was like, yes.
Nice. I would have
Yeah.
thrown up if somebody had said that to me
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah, I literally had to walk outside.
Oh, no,
like,
fresh
like,
air.
oh yeah, it was just
Yeah.
yeah.
Had I pushed myself to keep finishing, I probably would have gotten to the point where I was like nauseous and needed to like have my feet above my head or something.
Mentally, during the 11th round, I was saying to myself, like, maybe I can just make this the 11 days of Christmas, but somehow I got it in me to keep going.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad now. Hopefully I don't get a headache later, because
Yeah.
this is the type of workout where I could get a headache. And I do feel like, my upper traps are very tight right now. So that's what hurts for me right now. It's just up here into my neck.
My triceps this morning when I woke up.
Mm.
So I'm like thinking, okay, what specifically in my workout made my triceps hurt? Can you?
Oh, let's look. I mean, probably everything, but well, push-ups I find
Yeah.
really good.
Plus,
Right.
right, I was doing like good form and
Yeah.
my waist, like my sides hurt.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I get that sometimes from squat cleans. So
Mm.
I am curious if I'm just weaker and that's exposing that, or if I'm doing something improperly and I shouldn't have like,
I
but
don't know. I mean, I guess you need those muscles to stabilize.
I
So
did 30 of them. Plus then there were all those thrusters and the push press, right? You got to really brace and keep
Mhm.
that back like from, I have to keep my back from being like, ooh, when I do the thrusters.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, how many times did I actually clean the bar? Right, just to pick it up to do
Yeah.
thrusters, and then you pick it up to do push press.
Yeah.
So, uh, I have my triceps for sure are the ones that are like, hi,
Mhm.
you don't work us out enough.
Mhm.
And I feel like my games ready would have been, honestly, I feel like with my knee, doing the knees to elbows, I did those unbroken. And I was able to keep my cadence of like swing myself back, get my knees up, and then
Yeah.
shoot my feet down without being like crazy, like, ugh.
Yeah, you had 11 of those, right? That was
Yeah.
yeah, and that's at the end of the workout too. So that's really good.
So I only had to do
Yeah.
that twice.
Yeah.
And doing the wall balls unbroken, I'm
Mhm.
pumped that I just did that.
Mhm.
And I probably could have done a 14 pounder, but yeah, there's that fear of
Yeah.
if I push it too hard,
Mhm.
am I going to hurt something? Am I going to feel
Yeah.
like sick?
Yeah, there's just so much in this workout, and we're not used to doing. I mean,
I
we're
did
used to doing,
35. You did 45 minutes of work.
yeah, 44, 25.
44.
Closer to 44 than 45. Just saying.
And I did 35. And it's just,
Yeah,
that's a lot of
it is. It's long to
grinding.
be like so out of breath. And yeah, we usually do workouts that are way shorter.
Yeah.
So
Like
that's
maybe 20 minutes, the
mhm.
most of
Yeah,
something.
that's one of the longer ones
Yeah.
even. Yeah. So, I mean, every once in a while we have a half hour one or whatever, but
I had fun though. I
mhm,
would love to do this kind of thing, maybe not the exact one,
yeah,
but I don't know, once a quarter or something, just as kind of a different.
I can probably wait a year. But, I mean, there's a few long workouts throughout the year. They're cool. Um,
Yeah,
we
there's
did
a finish your Thanksgiving, like finish your plate one they do for
oh,
Thanksgiving, but
no, we
I
didn't do
haven't
that.
done that one.
I
So
have not either. We did a 9/11 workout. Did you do the 9/11? That was a long one.
mm-mm,
Okay.
I don't think so.
I think I can't remember if it was like a half a mile or a mile on either side of a whole bunch of things that you do, like 9,
Oh, was it one of
11,
those like
6.
hero wads?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was I don't think it was in honor of any particular hero.
Hmm.
Um, Probably like all the fighters.
Yeah.
Firefighters.
Fighter fighters.
And talk about exhausted. I came home and ate lunch pretty soon after. And then I was like, I have to go take a nap. And I took a nap and my Aura ring didn't even register it as a nap. It was just rest, probably because my heart rate was still
Elevated. Yeah.
elevated. I don't know.
Well, I went to the shop and tried to work. And at one
Mhm.
point, John was finally like, you need to go eat something and go home. Like
Yeah.
I was just like a space cadet. I could
Oh,
not
wow.
keep things straight. And I was like, oh,
Yep. Mhm.
so that's, yeah, that was fun.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm glad I
12
did
days of, yay. 12 days of Christmas.
in the book.
Did you guys do 12 days of Christmas? And was yours easier or harder than the ones we did? Let us know.
Yeah, I'd love to see some other quads that were 12 days
Yeah.
of Christmas.
So this one, our owner coach said it was from Wad World. I don't know. They've done another one. I guess last year they did. I can't remember if it was last year, but yeah, they don't always do the same one, I guess.
Okay. It's kind of cool to see. So, again, I feel like, and it's not just a feeling, I know that there are a lot of freaking amazing athletes at this gym that I go to. And it is cool to hear them compare their time or their weights or whatever from year to year.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing the same one next year just to see. Hmm,
Yeah.
yeah,
And just having that kind of like milestone marker or whatever. Like,
yeah, that is cool.
last time I did it like this.